While going over the history of all of these different comic book characters, I thought it would only be right to actually go over the history of the comic book companies themselves that created these characters, as they are in and of themselves a part of the lore of the comic mythos in general. So today I will start with the history of Marvel Comics. I hope you enjoy it. Marvel Comics traces its origins to 1939, when it was established as Timely Publications by Martin Goodman. Initially, the company dabbled in various genres like romance, crime, and horror comics. It wasn't until the early 1960s that Marvel underwent a transformative period. In 1961, with the creative vision of Stan Lee, along with the artistic talents of Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, Marvel redefined the comic book landscape. This era gave birth to iconic characters such as Spider-Man, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Hulk. The introduction of flawed and relatable superheroes set Marvel apart. Notably, the Fantastic Four #1 in 1961 is considered the starting point of the Marvel Universe. This marked a shift from standalone stories to interconnected narratives, creating a shared universe where characters coexisted and storylines intertwined. Throughout the 60s, Marvel continued to innovate with characters like Thor, Iron Man, and the Avengers. Spider-Man in particular became a cultural phenomenon. The 1970s saw Marvel tackling social issues in their stories, adding depth to their characters. By the 80s and 90s, Marvel had solidified itself as a major player in the comic book industry. Its characters expanded into other media, including animated series and eventually blockbuster films. Created in 1939, but seeing a transformative shift with Stan Lee at the helm, Marvel Comics became an influential powerhouse in comics. In closing, I just wanted to say comics are definitely not what they once were. Marvel, DC, and some of the other big content houses may never be at the top of the hill again, but comics will live on. I do not want Marvel and/or DC to simply go away. People love these characters, and I hope these characters continue. Now, to what capacity they will continue, only time will tell, but comics, in my humble opinion, will survive.